Good afternoon, Fantasy Bay. Mike Williams here, and today we're going to be going over the waiver wire for Week 9. Sorry about my voice. Just got back from vacation, and I've lost it. But I'm here for you, the people. So hopefully it's not too annoying for some of you folks. All right, we're going to start with the quarterback position. Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill's been playing great as a starter. 22, 25, 24 fantasy points. He's going to be going against the Chiefs. They may have Patrick Mahomes back. And I believe that the Titans will be playing from behind, so they'll have to sling it. And I think that'll be a good game for Ryan Tannehill. He could do it in the air and on the ground. He had 38 rushing yards last week and a rushing touchdown. Jimmy GQ, Mr. Handsome himself, finally had himself a good day at the quarterback position. 36 fantasy points. Of course, it was going against Arizona, but Patrick Peterson was back. I think that now that Emmanuel Sanders is his top receiver, I believe that gives him another outlet to throw the ball, and I believe that increases his value as a fantasy quarterback. Going against Seattle, I also think that Russell Wilson's going to be slinging it. Jimmy G is going to have to keep up to try to keep his perfect record, so I think he's going to be a good play. Derek Carr's been playing pretty well recently. 20, 29, 23. Going against the Chargers, I think this should be a shootout. I definitely have them having a good game this week. All right, next we're going to go to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is pretty decent. So he has showed that he can definitely have blow-up games where he can drop 36 just like 2 weeks ago or last week. And he definitely can use his legs as well. He'll tuck it and run. So I definitely think that he'll be a decent play going against the Jets. I have him as a low-end quarterback 1. And Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has been pretty meh, but his schedule looks great moving forward. So I think he should have a good game against the Giants. The Giants don't really scare you. All right, let's go to the wide receivers. We're going to start off with the players that you should be looking out for to see if they're still available. DK Metcalf, that's one. He's been playing great. I know that Josh Gordon just got signed to the Seahawks, but I do think that DK Metcalf will still be viable. Always a touchdown threat. He's huge, he's strong, and he's fast. Also, I want you to check to see if Mohamed Sanu is out there. I know he's taken up in most of your leagues, but he's still good to check to see if he's out there because he looks very good in the New England offense. All right, now here's players that are more readily available. Devontae Parker has been very solid these last 4 weeks, averaging 13.3 fantasy points a game. Very, very solid. I think that with with Fitzmagic, he's his top threat. They just lost Williams, so they're going to have to go somewhere. I think Devontae Parker is going to be a good play. Going against Oakland doesn't scare you. Actually, sorry, not going against Oakland. I don't know why I just said that. All right, next we have Zach Pascal. With T.Y. Hilton out, I think Zach steps up. He had a great game in Week 7, 28 points, and then he had a dud in Week 8 with 1, back up to 18 with T.Y. Hilton out. I think he's a talented player, and I think Brissett would go to him, but Brissett might be down, and the backup will be in. But the backup is going to need to throw it to someone as well, and I think Pascal is going to be that person. Jamison Crowder is another person I want you to watch out for. Jamison Crowder is a target monster for Sam Darnold. I think that he's going to be very good, especially in PPR. He had 9 targets, 8 receptions this last game, 22 fantasy points, very solid. I look forward to him having a good rest of the season. Their matchups moving forward are very good. All right, let's go to the running back position. These are a couple people that you need to check to see are on the waiver wire. Damian Williams, he had a fantastic game last week, 20 fantasy points. What more can you ask for? 2 receptions, a rushing touchdown. He played great this week. Before, it was back and forth between him and Shady, but with Shady fumbling left and right, I think that Damian Williams is starting to get leaned on. He also had a very, very long run where busted through the middle all the way down the end of the field. Tyreek Hill actually caught up to him, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. That man is fast. All right, so another person that you need to check the waiver wire for, Jalen Samuels, just in case James Conner's out. He would be a very solid play. All right, now these are people that are more readily available. Ronald Jones, he's starting to finally get more of the touches. He had 18 attempts last week. That's fantastic. 67 rushing yards and a touchdown to go along with 2 receptions off 2 targets, 15 yards. Very solid. Moving forward, I believe he's going to start getting some more touches, so watch out for him. Also, watch out to see if Devin Singletary's on the waiver wire. He shouldn't be, but if he is, check him out. I think that he starts to lead this backfield. Frank Gore is older, and I think that they're going to start giving the youngster some play. Bilal Powell, this is a player to pick up just in case Le'Veon Bell is down. Now, I actually personally don't believe Le'Veon Bell is going to miss time, but he did have an MRI, and I have not seen the results yet from that MRI. They make it seem like it's not going to be a big deal, but Sean McVay made it seem like Todd Gurley didn't have anything going on with him last year either, but obviously we know coaches don't always tell the truth. So if he does go down, Bilal Powell might be a great add considering Ty Johnson is a little dinged up. And Kenyon Drake, who just went bonkers last week, I think that he'd be a good play as well if David Johnson sits. But David Johnson looked like he's getting back into practice. Chase Edmonds still seems like he's injured, so I think Kenyon Drake will be very solid if if David Johnson's out. All right, now to go to tight end, Darren Fells. He only had 1 reception, but he got it for a touchdown. I think he's going to be a touchdown threat moving forward. So if you're desperate and you're looking for some touchdown upside, I think Darren Fells is going to be solid. Dallas Goedert is still getting decent love. This is a Zach Ertz game last game, but I don't see that continuing. He's been playing very well, so I think he stays involved in the offense, especially with D-Jack still being out and probably being done for the season. I think that this guy still stays relevant. And a flyer on Mike Gesicki. Here's my thing. Tight end is really, really shallow. And whenever somebody comes out and plays well, we're going to look for that. 6 for 6 on targets last week. That's really good for a tight end. 6 targets is nice, and 6 receptions is great. 15 fantasy points. I like that. All right, and last but not least, we're going to be going over the defenses. All right, so the Indianapolis Colts are going against the Dolphins, and, of course, anybody playing Dolphins, you want to start. That being said, I always give my normal caveat. I like Fitzmagic, and I do think that he can score points, but he's also a reckless gunslinger, so I think that could be a pretty solid play. Baltimore Ravens, I need you to check to see if they're still out there. They're going against the Bengals, and they're going to crush them. And we have the New Orleans Saints going against the Falcons. The Falcons are a little sloppy, so I think that could be very solid, and I like the New Orleans run defense. Also, check and see if the Rams are out there. There was a bye, so people are dropping them. And also, if you have an extra spot, watch out and see if anybody drops the Patriots defense. Do not forget, the day after waivers, there are going to be people dropping that you don't expect to drop. So you got to check that out. There's 6 teams on a bye this week. So whenever you're done with your waivers, tomorrow morning, just wake up, see who's still out there, grab anybody that's left, and anybody that got dropped, see if they dropped anybody good, because you'd be surprised at people that get dropped during bye weeks. And I think that's going to wrap it up, Fantasy Bay. Thank you for dealing with me and my terrible voice right now. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, hit me up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the rest of my social media down below. And Mike Williams, Fantasy Bay, I'm out.